Well, I hope it will be strong, but it's going to be a big fight in the European Parliament and in the Council too, so nothing is self-evident.
And what is Europe doing to keep global warming below 2 degrees?
Well, Europe has been the leading force globally all the time. Kyoto Protocol would not exist without EU leadership, and Kyoto Protocol would never have come to force without EU leadership. And well, today EU has been the first one of the big players in global arena to express how much emission reductions in industrialized countries would be needed to keep global warming below 2 degrees. And I'm glad that, for example, Japan has come to follow the European example. The position of Japan is very close to the European position now.
And what overall emission cuts do you think are necessary in Europe to stay below 2 degrees of global warming?
Well, at least 30% emission reductions are needed in Europe and overall in the industrialized countries, and that means domestic emission reductions. And of course, this problem is global. It's not enough to reduce emissions in the rich countries. Emissions need to be reduced globally, which means that developing countries need to adopt other kinds of policies than today, but also it means that we have to offer financial assistance to developing countries to help them to leapfrog into clean technologies. And well, actually that's exactly what I have proposed as the rapporteur of the so-called effort sharing legislation in the European Parliament.
So how can the EU use this climate package to show real-world leadership in fighting climate change?
Well, the key issue in showing the leadership is that there is a firm commitment of doing at least 30% emission reductions with an international agreement. So, Europe has shown this leadership already, but well, the details of the legislation which we have on the table in the European Parliament now, they will show like the real level of this leadership, and I'm doing my best to ensure that the outcome is the best possible.
And which measures in particular will you be pushing to make sure that the energy package is as strong as possible?
Well, maybe the newest element which I have proposed in my report is an external emission reduction commitment for European Union, which is not CDM, it's not offsetting our emissions, it's not just investing in clean technologies elsewhere to make it possible for us to emit more. It means an obligation of for the EU member countries to give financial assistance to developing countries to help them reduce emissions by 850 million tons per year in the year 2020.
That's great. Thank you very much for your information and your time.
Yeah, thank you.